Welcome back, guys. This is Mr. Aleman, and we're going to do a science lesson today. And we will be talking about fish and life cycles of a fish, of course. I want to let you know that we will be watching some videos and then we will have one assignment at the end of the video. But don't worry, these assignments are super short. Please pay attention. I want you in your best behavior. We're going to talk about the life cycle of a fish. Here we go.
Hi friends! Today we will be talking about the life cycle of a fish. There are 5, so stay tuned. The number 1 stage is the egg stage. Eggs develop into fish. Most eggs, however, do not survive because of threats on the pond. Can you think of any? I can. Some of them could be because of the temperature of the water, oxygen levels, flooding, predators, or disease. The second stage is the larva stage. This is when fish live off of the yolk sac that is attached to their bodies. Eventually, through time, they absorb them, and when they are fully absorbed, they become fry fish. It's kind of funny, but that's the next stage. Fish become fry when they start eating their own food. And then they start developing into little juvenile fish. And that's the next stage. Juvenile fish is when the fish are in their teenage years. Many of them will survive because of those threats on the pond. Those who survive go ahead and turn into adults. That's when they can reproduce and have fish babies. Some fish live from 80 to 150 years. Isn't that awesome?
Okay, here is our fish cycle. As you can see, it's very similar to the frog cycle. They start with eggs, then they turn into fry, and after that they become adults. Those are the main stages. However, there are 5 stages that we can identify. Number 1, eggs or egg, where most eggs won't survive, sadly. Then number 2, we know that they become larvae, according to our video. And you can identify this because they have a sac attached to their bodies. Then they become fry. And you know they are fry because they start eating their own food. In between the fry and adult, they transition into juvenile, which is the fish teenage years. And at last, they become adults. Those who survive and reproduce, they are known as adults. Let's go ahead and watch another video for fun facts of fish.
Hello friends, and welcome to a new happy learning video. Today we're going to learn about the wettest animals on the planet. Presenting the fish. In almost all the places where you can find water, be it either salt water or fresh water, you can also find fish. There are fish of all sorts of sizes, shapes, and colors, and yet they all have common characteristics, which you should know. Fish are vertebrates. Their skeleton is made up of bones or cartilage. They are also cold-blooded. Their temperature is not constant, meaning it depends on the water temperature. This fish looks really cold. all fish have extremities in the form of fins, as you can see in this image. Dorsal fins, caudal fins, which is the tail, pectoral fins, pelvic fins, and anal fin. Another really important fact that one must remember is that almost all fish are covered in scales. The gills are the fish's respiratory organ. The respiration process is very interesting. Water enters through the mouth and goes to the gills. The gills then collect the oxygen and distribute it to the rest of the body through the blood vessels. Then the water is expelled through an opening, which can be found in the majority of the fish behind their head, which is called the gill flap. Fish reproduce by laying eggs. Therefore, they are oviparous, and their fertilization can be either external or internal. Some fish are excellent fathers, like this one who protects his babies inside his mouth. He looks as if he's going to eat them, but he's actually protecting them. Look at that! Isn't it amazing? Almost all fish are carnivores, eating other fish smaller than themselves, and therefore they each have different ways of defending themselves. The most common action to take is when feeling threatened is to escape as fast as possible, as in to swim away rapidly. But there are other ways of defending themselves that are much more original. For example, this clownfish finds hiding himself among these venomous enemies. Others imitate or camouflage themselves with their background by obtaining the color and shape of the plants and rocks around them. Can you see this fish in the image? Oh, well, there was indeed a fish, and a very hungry one. Look at this. This is the largest fish in the world, the whale shark. Even though it is called a whale shark, you must remember it is actually a shark, not a whale. Whales are not fish. They are aquatic animals, like these friendly dolphins. So never forget, whales and dolphins are not fish, but mammals. Now I have a very important fact you must always remember. It's extremely important. As you already know, fish, as well as many other animals, live in the water. Water is essential for life. And for this reason, we must look after it.
It's 3
We must
o'clock.
protect it. There are people who dirty nature by throwing rubbish into the rivers and oceans without thinking about their terrible consequences they're causing. Plastics and substances which contaminate the water kill a huge amount of fish. Turtles, dolphins, whales, sharks, and many more die every day because of contamination. Water is a source of life. We must take care of it and protect it. So now you know, look after nature and all living things, and they can live happily. Goodbye, friends. Until next happy learning video.
Thank you guys for watching. Here is our activity. I want you to please create your own fish life cycle. Think about the most important stages of the fish life cycle. I wrote them down here. 1, egg, where most eggs won't survive. Larvae, a sac is attached to their bodies. Fry, they start eating their own food. Juvenile is when the fish teenage years. And adults, those who survive and reproduce. Think of a fun way to recreate your own fish cycle and let me know. Thank you so much and have a great day.